Thanks for staying with us. Now, while we continue to struggle with water woes in the city, an entire river is at the verge of vanishing in the northern districts of Tamil Nadu. Lakhs of valuable sand have been illegally quarried out of the Pala river and hoarded to drive prices up, destroying the livelihoods of the farmers and causing heavy losses to honest sand traders. My colleague Ramanathan travelled to the heart of Vellore to uncover this 1,000 crore rupee worth robbery for this very special report.
Lines of trucks transporting sand illegally out of the Pala riverbed, many with number plates of other states. What locals say has become a routine affair now in the Vellore and Maniambadi region, losing lakhs of tons of sand to the urban concrete jungle every year. There are only 2 legal sand quarries in the region, one in Pallikonda and other near Valajapet. But there are several other spots from where sand is stolen, all taken to cities in Tamil Nadu and nearby states.
பாலாத்தில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு 10 இடத்துல வந்து ஆற்று உள்ள என்ட்ராகி நைட்டில் ஃபுல்லாக மணலை வந்து இல்லீகலாக லாரிஸில் எடுத்து போய் வெளியே கொட்டிடுறாங்க.
We see continuous stream of trucks going towards Karnataka, Bangalore. I believe even to Andhra Pradesh sand is being supplied.
Right now I'm standing on the Pala riverbed near Tengapatra village, about 2 kilometers from Maniambadi. Locals say that illegal quarrying of sand, this valuable sand, has been happening for over 7 years now. Now, even if it is legal quarrying, according to government regulations, quarrying cannot be done beyond 3 feet. But right here, 25 feet of quarrying has already been done in the past 7 years. Farmers like Nallatambi have lost their crops because of the continuous mining of sand, leading to depletion of groundwater.
தண்ணி ரெட்டர் பண்ணி கொடுக்க மாட்டேன்து தண்ணி உப்பு உரம் தாஸ்தி ஆயிடுச்சு. நாங்கள் வந்து இங்கே இருக்கிற விவசாயிங்க ஊர் குடிமக்கள்லாம் வந்து தண்ணி வேறு தண்ணி தேடுற மாதிரி இருக்குது.
Sand illegally mined is hoarded to create a shortage. Then, in places like these in Ranipet, sand is sold away for a much higher price.
கவர்மெண்ட் குவாரி ஒன்று இருக்குங்க. அங்கே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அந்த குவாரியில் லோடிங் கான்ட்ராக்டர் பண்ண ஆள் வந்து அவர் 100 வண்டி வச்சு அவர் இதே மாதிரி செகண்ட் சேல் பண்ணறதுனால எங்களுக்கு வந்து மணலே கிடைக்க மாட்டேது.
Lorry owners have announced a protest on the 27th of this month. Officials of the Public Works Department who look after sand mining have refused to comment about this on camera. What is happening at Palar is not just affecting the farmers and traders, but the 1 crore people in the region who depend on the river for water. In Vellore, with camera person Lucas, Ramanathan for NDTV Hindu.
Well, the president of the Sand Lorry Owners Association, Mr. Yuvraj, and an environmentalist, Gilbert Rodrigo, joined us a short while ago and spoke to us about whether there could be more than one hand in this whole game and how crucial this could be for the environment as a whole.
Are you suggesting that there are officials of the government who are involved in this? Are you suggesting that?
Yeah, the sand quarry is done by the PWD department. Okay. But not even a single like AE or like any officers in the sand quarry. The sand quarry is given to a private man who comes inside as a loader and he becomes a trader.
What really are the environmental concerns which affect us?
One thing is it's a clear desertification process that's going on now. If we allow this kind of sand mining, we are going to have only a desert left in the basin of Palar. Number 2 is that the river itself flows only for 2 to 3 weeks in a year, and the whole area is sand bed, which is kind of a sponge, collects the water and holds it, and that's how we are having groundwater in the whole region. And if we don't take seriously, then we are going to have a total dry up happening in the region.
Well, while sand is one concern for one set of farmers, the whole cultivation factor itself is another set of concerns for another group. It's called the Granary of Tamil Nadu, but in the Delta region, hundreds of farmers are abandoning paddy cultivation and moving to other crops as water from the Kaveri doesn't reach them on time. Experts say this trend could pose a serious threat to food security. Sam Daniel brings you this story.
Tanjavur, the rice bowl of Tamil Nadu, is losing its pride of place. In the Delta region, farmers are rapidly switching to sugarcane and banana. In Tanjavur alone, 25,000 hectares have seen the change. The tussle between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka has delayed arrival of Kaveri waters, forcing farmers to abandon short-term crops and rely on a single harvest.
Whether we like or not, whether we dislike, we are pushed to the end because of inadequacy of water.
Even farmers who rely on their own wells for irrigation have no option. Thanks to severe power cut across rural Tamil Nadu, pumping the copious water required for paddy is just not possible, and sugarcane consumes 7 times less water. Experts say it's a worrying trend that needs to be checked.
If food crops are replaced by other crops, then we will be in difficulty, because we have a population of 120 crores of people in the country, and there are also more than 100 crores of farm animals.
A tough task ahead for the state government to ensure food security doesn't come under threat. With camera person Chandran in Tanjavur, Sam Daniel, Findy TV.
Well, in more news from the state, after 2 days of striking, a dead end is where a group of workers have come to. Talks between the Neyveli Lignite Corporation management and the striking contract workers failed today. After those talks, the workers have now said that they will not withdraw their strike if their demands were not met. But this could also mean that the power situation in the state could be affected. My colleague Shabir Ahmed spoke to some of those striking workers. Here's what they had to say.
Today, the talks between NLC trade unions and the management has once again failed. For more on this, we are now joined by Srinivasan, who belongs to one of the trade unions who are protesting at NLC. Sir, இன்னைக்கு உங்களுடைய டிமாண்ட் என்னவா இருந்துச்சு? இன்னைக்கு பேச்சுவார்த்தையில என்ன நடந்துச்சு? எதுக்காக தோல்வி அடைஞ்சிச்சு?
எங்களுடைய டிமாண்ட் சம வேலைக்கு சம ஊதியம், பணி நிரந்தரம் மற்றும் பல கோரிக்கைகள். இன்னும் பல கோரிக்கைகளை வைத்து இன்னைக்கு பேச்சுவார்த்தை துவங்கணும். துவங்கிய உடனேயே நெய்வேலியிலிருந்து எங்களுக்கு தகவல் வந்தது. என்னன்னு சொன்னால், தேவையில்லாத சம்பந்தம் இல்லாத அனுபவம் இல்லாத கிராமப்புற இளைஞர்களை ஒரு 500 பேரை பயன்படுத்தி ஒப்பந்த தொழிலாளர்களுடைய பணியை செய்வதாக எங்களுக்கு தகவல் வந்தது. அந்த இளைஞர்களை வெளியேற்றுகின்ற வரை பேச்சுவார்த்தையில் கலந்து கொள்ள வேண்டாம் என்று எங்களுடைய தலைமை எங்களுக்கு தகவல் அளித்தார்கள். அதன் அடிப்படையில் நாங்கள் ஒரு கடிதத்தை என்எல்சி நிர்வாகத்திற்கு ஆர்எல்சி அவர்களுக்கு கொடுத்துவிட்டு நாங்கள் வெளியேறிவிட்டோம்.
அதே போல இந்த போராட்டம் தொடருச்சுன்னா மேலும் இந்த மின்சாரம் தட்டுப்பாடு ஏற்படும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு பரவலா ஒரு கருத்து சொல்றாங்க. அது எந்த அளவுக்கு பாதிப்பு ஏற்படுத்துன்னு சொல்லுங்க.
கண்டிப்பாக சார், என்எல்சி ஒப்பந்த தொழிலாளர்கள் நிரந்தர தொழிலாளர்களுக்கு ஈக்குவலாக அவங்க ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ ஒருவர் பர்மனன்ட் ஒர்க்கர்ஸும் கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஒர்க்கர்ஸும் நேச்சுரல் ஒரே ஒர்க்கை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறாங்க. ஸோ கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஒர்க்கர்ஸுடைய ஸ்ட்ரைக்கினால உற்பத்தி என்பது 0 யூனிட் வரை முழுமையாக பாதிக்கக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலை இன்னும் ஓரிரு தினங்களில் நிச்சயமாக ஏற்படும்.
Now today, justice has been delivered to the family of 9-year-old girl who was raped and then murdered. The Madras High Court today confirmed the death sentence given to the accused, Mr. Selvam, for his barbaric crime. The judges in the Madras High Court mentioned that listening to his appeal would make a mockery of judicial process, as the lower court judgment was delivered after perusal of all the investigation reports that confirmed his crime. Now up ahead on the late night news, a lucky lot is treated to a whale of a time on the high seas. We'll bring you that in just a moment.